Hi, this is Dirk with Remodel AI, and I'm here with another user request from Janet. Thank you, Janet, for posting your images. And she would like to add an island to her kitchen. And it looks like she's already done a really nice remodel. Kind of modern, white oak floors, white walls. I really like this, and she would like to explore adding a kitchen. So I'm going to load up this image in the app. So let me switch over to the app real quick. And again, this is on my iPad emulator. It may look a little different on your iPhone or your Android device, but it's the same app. I'm going to jump into the interior editor. You could use all these tools, but the editor makes it a little easier to use repeated edits. So I'm going to load up her photo, which I put on my Google Drive, I believe. Yes, here it is. And to add an island, we would use the replace tool. Replace tool basically can replace some area of an image with something else. So it's a very flexible, useful tool. So I'm going to click next there, and then we're going to define what area do we want to replace. I'm just going to paint a big area in the middle and ask it to put a kitchen island there. So this takes a little experimenting. Generally, you want to give it more room than you think to work with because you get better results. But you can change the shape on this depending on where you may want the island. You may want the island out here. But let's just start with that and see what it gives us. And the next step is you describe what you want. So, beautiful kitchen island. You could give it a much longer prompt if you want to describe more about the island, like with chairs and things like that, and all sorts of things. What kind of countertop? You can get very descriptive here, so you can spend a lot of time playing with that and just hit and generate over and over again. But let's just start with this and see what the AI comes up with. So the two big variables here that you're going to play with are the mask, which is the previous step, which is the area I selected in the image, how big it is, what shape it is, and things like that, and the prompt. And you can get all sorts of different results just changing those two variables and experimenting. So I've encouraged you to try different things to see what gives you good results. So I like that. I don't know where you were imagining your island. Those two don't make a lot of sense. And those cabinets I don't love. But again, you don't have to get the perfect image the first time around. You can just go in here and keep hitting generate over and over again until you get something close to what you like. And then you can also repeat this process. So if you get half of what you like, you can then repeat this step, give it a different, smaller mask, and keep the portion that you like. That doesn't make a lot of sense because the island is way too close to the refrigerator. That looks more like a kitchen table. That one's nice. It's a little big, I think. So what we could do is maybe go over here. I'm going to change this and say we want you to keep this space open right here, because it keeps wanting to change the put the island like right in front of the refrigerator, but that's not going to work because the refrigerator has to open. So I'm going to change the mask and then go back, and then we're just going to use the same prompt as before. That doesn't really match. That makes no sense. That is probably, it's a little too far this way. I would like it more centered here. So let's just try it one more time. I don't love that. Makes no sense because it doesn't match. So let's say something like this: white cabinets, and I can't tell what type of countertops you have, but let's just say white marble countertops, clean, minimalist, to give it a little bit more guidance, as we don't want all this stuff, hanging off and a bunch of stuff on top. We just want a nice clean image because the rest of the image is already really clean. So we kind of want something that matches. Ooh, I do like that. That's more of what I'm thinking would fit here. Something like this. That also makes a lot of sense. So again, your first step is you don't need to get a perfect image. You just want something approximately close to what you want because you can edit again. So I like this one. The chairs, I actually kind of like the chairs. I don't know what this area is, but we can accept this. And here's what you could do. You can go back and you can replace again and say another thing you would want to do is some of this artifacts in the floor came from your original image. You can also just say I want to replace that. So I'm going to just replace this area and get rid of that. And I'm going to fix the floor while we're at it. So the replace tool is a very flexible tool. So you could describe this. I'm not even going to bother to write in what I want. It'll just replace it what it thinks would make the most sense in the image. And now it cleaned up the floor a bit and got rid of that thing. Let's see which one's the best. I like this one probably the best. And then accept that. So all we've done at this point is two replaces. We replaced an area here with a kitchen island. We liked a lot, but there were a couple things we didn't like, which is this weird thing here. I don't know what that is. It's almost like a bench. And this bar, which was already in the floor. But that doesn't make a lot of sense. You have beautiful white oak floors. Why would you have one panel? That's because the original starting image had a transition here. So we just fixed that and then got rid of this. And the next replace, and now we're here. And you can continue to use this tool. You could replace this fan or you could remove it, because it's a little weird. You could do a lot of other edits. And then when you're done and something, you could replace these chairs with something different. You could, if you like the chairs and just want a different color, you could use what's called the reskin tool and reskin the chairs to give you, say, black leather or something like that. And then when you're done, I would encourage you to go over here to the upscaler and upscale the final result so you have the best final result. A beautiful kitchen, modern kitchen, and loft. This is just guidance to tell it what you're upscaling. The reason that is a thing is because when you're upscaling, you're creating a much bigger image and it will add details. So that prompt gives a little extra guidance as to what exactly you want. And the strength, which I didn't change, was the default 0.75, controls how many details it will add. So if you drag that too high, it will basically change the image a lot because it'll add a lot of details. And if it's lower, it will not add a lot of details. So you can play with it. Here's the before and after. And so you can see we have a lot sharper details. Let me zoom in for you a bit here. We have a lot darker details back here on the dishwasher and the oven and the microwave. And that's all really nice. So thank you for posting your image. Hopefully that helps, or at least you can play with, I will post this image, but you can repeat the same process to go for something that you're looking for, maybe in a different direction. And hopefully that helps with your remodel. Good luck. Thanks.